Hello, wig enthusiast. Are you still struggling to get your wig to sit perfectly on your head? Or are you still wondering what the secret is to achieving that perfect glueless wig? It is important to know when it comes to making a glueless wig, the proper head measurement as well as transfer of the head measurement is crucial. With the right measurement and the proper technique, you can achieve a glueless wig. And right here in this video, whether you're a newbie or a seasoned pro, this tutorial is designed to help you achieve that perfect glueless wig. So grab your tape rule and let's get started. So I'm making use of this canva head, and this is the size 22 canva head. And when you want to determine it, the part which the head is protruding is the back, and this side which is flat is the front. So this is the back. You can see it is the side which is protruding, and this is the front. So you can see the side is flat. Now, to get where you place your wig cap from, you can take either 8 or 9, and this varies. Some people make use of 8, some people make use of 9. So whether going with 8 or 9, we are still on the same page. So where I marked 8, let me check it. Let's check it out. If we are going to have 22 for the inches round circumference, we have 22. So this is the part which I marked 9. We still have the same 22 once I measure, but for me here in this video, I'll be making use of 9 inches right away from the canva head. So if you make use of 8 inches away or 9 inches, you're right. So making use of the 9 inches, that part which I marked on 9, I'll place the wig. That is where the wig cap was stacked exactly. So I'll make sure I make use of the T-pin and pin that down. Now the next thing I want to take is I want to take the front nape measurement, and for me, I'll be working with 13.5. My front nape measurement is 13.5, so you have to adjust the wig cap so you have a 13.5, and just gently go ahead and secure that down with a T-pin or whatever pin you're making use of. So the next thing I want to take is my nape to nape. For the nape to nape, I have 5 inches. If I fold the tape into 2, I'll have 2.5 on both sides. Now there's a middle line on this canva head. This will help or guide us. This will serve as a guide and mean to how to place this. So I'm going to place that 2.5 on the tape rule on the middle of that canva line, that line which is the middle. You can see I'll take the chalk and mark out the 2.5 on the other side and mark the 2.5 on the other side, which is approximately 5. As you can see. Now by the time you want to drag this cap, now make sure that cap is on a straight line. By the time you are dragging it to meet that 2.5 on both sides, you can see I'm making use of chalk to drag that down. Just to confirm, I have 2.5 on both sides. Now I have 5, which is my nape to nape. So gently drag. You can see, make sure it's on a straight line. It is on the line which you've pinned down the middle. Make sure it's straight. You can see I'm making use of the chalk. Just drag it. You can see the way I'm placing that, and go ahead and secure with a T-pin. You do the same thing for the other side. Drag it, make sure it's straight, is on the line straight as the midpoint, and secure that. So nape to nape can vary based on whatever measurement. So this is what we have for the nape to nape. So the next thing I'll be going in with is I'll be going to measure. You can decide to measure your year to year. My year to year is 11. This is not really necessary, but just to confirm, half of 11 is 5.5. So I'll just place 5.5 on the tape rule. On this canva head, it has a middle line. So I'll place it on the middle line. So make sure you place it on your middle line. Then I'll mark out my 11, 5.5 on both sides, 5.5 on both sides. The next measurement to go in is your temple to temple measurement. My temple to temple measurement is 15 inches. So I'm going to make sure I adjust the cap till I can have 15 inches. Don't forget, this wig cap is all size fits all, but the head doesn't have the same size. So it is important you take your measurement, your temple to temple. So this can vary based on individuals. So I've gently marked out the 15 inches for my temple to temple, and I've secured it with my T-pin. Now this wig cap, there are still excesses on the wig cap. So the next thing, you can either bring the excesses to the back and sew, or you take the excesses to the front. If it comes to a closure, I advise you take the excesses to the back, but when it comes to a frontal, I would advise you take the excesses to the front, because by the time you sew your frontal on it, you are going to be cutting out that part which you have folded or sewn. Now just make sure you gently draw this forward, just the way you can see me doing this. So make sure you are drawing every excesses forward, so you can just secure each end with a T-pin. Make sure you have drawn Like I said, make sure you've drawn every excesses forward. Now I'm done with drawing every excesses forward. You can see what the back is looking like. Everything is smooth. But another thing I usually advise is you have to go in with the other canvas head when it comes to wigging. But I still make use of this for wigging. The next thing I want to go in with, I'll work with my curved needle. You can work with your straight needle or your curved needle, but the curved needle make everything easier. So you just make sure you just sew this down. So you don't need to, but for this terminal end, just make sure you are tying or you are knotting so that you could secure that part. So you just go in and sew that down. You don't need to knot or tie this, just sew the normal way because you'll be cutting that off, so it is not necessary. It's not like you are trying to sew down a wig. You're just trying to sew down excesses, so you can just pass your needle through till you get to the end. You don't need to start double tying or single tying. And this is, if you still want to double tie, is fine. If you want to single tie, is fine. If you don't want to, if you just want to keep passing the needle through the cap, is fine. So you do this till you have gotten to the end. Now I've gotten to the end off camera. I went off camera to sew this down. Now I've gotten to the end. So it's important to knot the end. It is important to secure that end. So I'll just double knot it and double tie or double knot, and by the time I'm done, I'll just make use of the scissors and trim out the thread which I have. You can even see it even stopped at this, whatever excesses I brought to the first stopped at begin and stopped at the part which I marked at 11. So meaning by the time I place my frontal, that excess is going to go back. So just make sure you cut the ends, you cut it with your scissors, and make sure you are careful you don't cut that point which you have not. So this is what a wig is supposed to look like after placing your frontal. You can see this is sitting perfectly on me, and that's because I've transferred the correct measurement and everything that is needed to make a perfect and glueless wig. Now we've come to the end of this video. You are the realest for watching this video to the end, and I'm sure by now you understand all you need to do when it comes to transferring your head measurement from your wig to your canvas head. Thank you for watching this video today, and I still remain your beauty, fashion and DIY channel. Love you all.